Think you know esports? Then prove it. Win real money on all your favorite esports games. Just pick your event. We have loads to choose from. And place your bet. Win real money at Betway.
Work.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the WCA European Qualifiers presented by Betway. We are here with game number 2 between Team Empire and Vega Squadron. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We'll jump right into the draft to see how things are shaping up here for this second game and for the second draft. And well, Purge, what can we say about that first game? Because to me, it seemed like an absolute slaughter. And Vega came seemingly out of nowhere and crushed Empire in that first game.
It just seems clear that Empire thought that they could deal with the Draw Ranger, but that was absolutely not the case. They have a pretty different solution this time, and it's Broodmother. It's one of the best Draw counters in the game. Can they get the value out of the 1v3 potential matchup, though? It's usually pretty hard, but against a Draw Ranger with Brood, you really can do it. I also like Slaughter as well. It's a very similar role as what the Centaur can accomplish, in that you can be fairly tanky, you can initiate repeatedly, and give some space to your Draw Ranger. That's what's really important going into the mid game, but Empire's got to focus on the early game this time, because that's completely what lost them that one.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a good support to help them out with it. Shadow Demon, we've sung his praises a fair bit, obviously. I mean, we talked about him a lot yesterday, and just his entire toolkit when it comes to his abilities always seems to be on top. But they also grab the Elder Titan as well, so disruption into a stomp combination. You have Natural Order alongside Soul Catcher, which provides plenty of, I guess you could call it amped up damage, or just obviously armor reduction, magic resistance reduction. They've got plenty to work with here now, Kevin. What do you think about both of these supports coming out here for Empire?
They're very strong supports, especially in the last patch. They were two of the most picked heroes at all of TI. They don't always synergize super well because they have some weaknesses in the early game, namely they don't have very good disables, but based on Vega's heroes, I don't think that's really that much of a big deal. So it's looking pretty good for Empire right now with the heroes that they have. They just need to have some cores that have some good solutions against Slaughter or Drow. They don't want to be weak to physical damage due to amp damage plus Draw Ranger, and ideally they'd have some carries that can also gap close later in the game. Something like a Slark can be actually really good this game, just because of the disable that they're lacking and the fact that he's able to easily resist amplified damage, Dark Pact it off, and pounce on Drow. I think a Slark here is really clear. The only downside is that Darkseer versus Slark in the laning stage can be pretty rough, at least until you hit 6, so there's some issue potential here. But hopefully for them, they get the right heroes in the lineup.
I feel like they might need to pick it here if they do want it. Otherwise, there's the potential for being banned. Although, again, it is only one ban, and you say Slark, but maybe Vega are thinking something completely different along what Empire want to do with their choice. Still, though, they have 2 minutes left of reserve time, plenty to work with. That gives us time to talk about Betway.com. Guys, make sure you check out Betway.com, where you can use, of course, the banner below to get a free €5 bet. And of course, make sure that you know Betway.com is a real licensed money betting site. Of course, you have to be 18 years of age and older to participate, as well as in a country that has a legal gambling laws for you. So with that said, it's the Luna that comes out for Team Empire here, Purge.
Luna's a pretty good solution. It doesn't gap close extremely well, but it lanes much better against Darkseer, so they'll be a lot safer there. And again, they had some laning problems, so trying to offset that by having a Luna is a good idea, and also kind of trades some of the damage bonuses that Draw Ranger normally has if they've got Luna, or they're going to be able to match some of that in terms of the laning stage. So it's a pretty cool idea. The weirdest thing about Vega's draft right now, though, is the fact that they have a Slardar melee hero, Darkseer melee hero, so they're kind of lacking the whole range thing that most people pick Drows for, but they definitely do need some matchup advantages. One of the reasons they grab Darkseer, because it'll be Darkseer versus Brood, ideally for Vega, and then they can do a tri-lane versus tri-lane. With their other lanes, ideally, Dazzle Drow is quite good, but with Luna, Elder Titan, Shadow Demon, Empire's trying to protect against the tri versus tri, and then their other matchup they're going to want to be Batrider Solar. So the tri-lane is really going to be where the magic happens this game, and we'll see with the last heroes. I think Oracle is pretty likely. perhaps.
We'll see.
But I'm not completely sure. Yeah, Oracle this game is perfect against Batrider. I think they clearly pick Oracle here. Worst case, Venge, but definitely... The only downside
the thing is they already have a Slaughter Darkseer. I mean, one of these heroes, I feel like the Slaughter might be a support Slaughter, although I know a lot of people I mean, that's the thing that... I don't personally like Slaughter support that much, and I have seen it fail more often than not, but I wouldn't mind seeing that here in this game, and then picking up potentially whatever else they need, which at this point it might be there.
I mean, I think they're concerned about their tri lane, though. I mean, Batrider versus Slaughter is not very good for Slaughter by any means, but they are expecting Empire to do an aggro try, and Empire is probably fine laning Brood versus Darkseer because all you do is cut the creep wave instead. So we'll be support Slaughter, core Queen of Pain. That way they can lane Queen of Pain versus Batrider. I don't know if this is arguably better in this case. I think Empire got the upper hand in the laning stage of the draft here. They have a tri lane that's stronger than their opponent's tri lane. So as long as they can work around that fact, they should be able to win it. But we'll see. It'll be an interesting laning stage. There's going to be a lot of lane rotations, a lot of lane changes, that kind of stuff, a lot of mind games. So keep an eye on that first 2 minutes. That's where the interesting stuff happens.
This is honestly one of the most interesting drafts I've seen for both of these teams. It's a little bit of everything, and the Broodmother especially kind of puts a bit of a peg, I feel like, a bit of a monkey wrench into playing a Vega Squadron. And it's FNG playing the Slaughter, and I feel like he might be one of the only people to play this hero on a support role, but FNG surely will do the job. I think, yeah, Misery probably did it. I think at some point.
He did it at TI, bro. Come on.
That's right.
Come on. I know you were there.
Wow. You forget these things sometimes, especially when it's early in the morning.
It's pretty good support, honestly. You can get like a fast boots, and with sprint, you're running around 400 some movements. We did a little segment on it actually. It's just, and you have really high armor level, and also it's kind of like an ogre in some ways. Basically, he's going a slightly different build early game than what Misery did, justifying more into basic regen items and support items, which I think is maybe the wrong way to play him. I kind of like him as a Naga sort of for roamer, like Ogre too. Naga, Ogre, that kind of a thing. High armor, decent regen, good movement speed. It can be good. It just doesn't transition very well unless you have a good game. That's the dangerous part.
We'll wait and see how things turn out. I mean, there's only up to go for Empire in this game after the first game. I mean, the first game was a thrashing, whatever word you want to use. That word is probably appropriate for how Empire lost that first game. However, with this draft, they certainly, I think, have a better chance in terms of turning things around. So we'll wait and see if that's going to be the case. Yomo's going to be backing up FNG. He's got dust on him. And Iceberg, the mid player, who, again, I sung his praises pretty mightily in that first game, and I think for good reason. But for now, it looks like they're going to contest the top rune spot. We'll see if anything breaks out here. Or if it looks like FNG...
Gonna be greedy, I guess.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Both teams, it looks like here. And sketchy. They have to jump in Iceberg. Nothing skilled up yet. Oh, they're going to back away. You do not want to fight the level 1 against Vega.
I mean, there's 4 heroes. One of your heroes is a Brood. He's pretty useless level 1. Even like Shadow Demon and stuff like that doesn't do that much. Oh, very nice. He's able to get a ward.
That's pretty
massive.
Nice.
He will lose his sentry because of this, but getting an observer ward for that was going to be completely worth it.
Yep. One last
like when you play Brood, what you normally do is you just want to get experience the first couple levels, which is exactly what he did. This is actually so cool, the way that he did this. He put the sentry on, he took the ward, and he ran to the side shop, and instantly he's hiding. So despite the fact that he's visible, Vega's going to assume that he's in this one net, when he's actually not there. He's actually just staying in experience range.
Well, they'll find the sentry, but like you talked about, he's way up there. I mean, they don't really care. They also have rotated up the Elder Titan. He's sitting in the top lane, interestingly enough. I wonder what he's going to try to accomplish here in this lane, but Sioma's walking around. He's looking for Ghostic. Ghostic has not been spotted yet, although he very well could run into Sioma if he's not careful.
They have the sentries down, and they're finding him.
There it is, Dire Sentry. They're going to see him now. He's going to have to walk his way through the trees like every other character in the game. They're going to right-click him down. This might be First Blood. Ghostic getting penned in, and FNG comes in. The support Slaughter gets the crush, and they give the kill to FN on the Drow. Another good start for Vega.
It only took 300 gold of sentries.
Maybe it's worth it. That's kind of a lot of money, though, to be fair.
That's like a shitload of money. That's so much, actually. It's tough for Ghostic here because he's going to get zoned, but at least with Elder Titan here, they can trade a bit.
Mid lane. One more right click. The salve, but they do at least get the trade-off. Undershock will end up getting the kill afterwards, but he loses out on the experience. which is probably the most important thing going in with Iceberg.
Yeah, pretty good for Vega there. So just getting slight advantages in all of the lanes so far. Not bad for them. King R in the off lane, just still level 1, just trying to zone Darkseer as best as he can, but Mag is back to the jungle.
Mag realizing again, this is a pretty tough lane. He's got an Iron Talon, so he's not afraid to go and jungle it up for a little bit. I don't blame him. I do like, I gotta say though, Luna, when it comes to the later stages of this game, is going to be an absolute monster with all of the amp damage and natural order they've got going on. I feel like Luna can absolutely carry this game if it gets late enough, but we'll see how things
That's a good point. Like Luna Glaives plus natural order, it's just a lot more physical damage. Not to mention that it does, I think the Glaives do less damage repeatedly, so just minus armor and an AoE is something that you normally don't get with Luna that actually will amplify your damage a lot. Makes me wonder, like, what if people bought AC more often on Luna? Because then you do minus 5 armor aura, it would technically make your cleave a lot better. It's not really cleave, you know, but kind of interesting.
I'll try it out in one of my Pope games, and I'll get back to you with a
Against
answer.
Slaughter, definitely you should, actually.
Well, we'll see how things transition here for this Luna. FNG helps get that kill, but right now it's just the 3 of these heroes wandering around in the top lane, making sure they can save the life of their characters if need be, and in particular, obviously, the Drow Ranger. Looking at the mid lane matchup, though, it looks like CS-wise, the Queen of Pain is even with the Batrider for now, so interesting stuff in that mid lane.
Yeah, I think Vega's doing a great job this game. I kind of feel like Empire has the better draft, but despite them, they're going to be no space at all to the Broodmother. He's getting some, he's level 3 now, but the fact that they have these 3 heroes and they're able to keep a Broodmother zoned is just really impressive. It's so valuable for them. Because really their whole strat kind of revolves around their Drow having a decent early game, and if Brood gets out of control, you kind of would just lose the game. So they're doing a great job. They even committed 2 sets of sentries level 1 into this, and it's paying off big time.
Right now, FNG and crew making sure they can zone back these heroes. You can see this Broodmother sitting at level 3, finally getting that level up. And there's not a lot of experience going on in this top lane, which is probably the most important thing to note. But, well, then, he continues to farm away on this Drow Ranger. A Wraithbane coming out shortly thereafter. Meanwhile, Ghosting walks up to the high ground. Vision not being spotted, and he's just going to jungle.
Nice pull connect here. One of the big things about Vega's draft that was so smart as well was the Quap pick, because now Elder Titan, who's going to sit in the offlane trying to help the Broodmother, he can't even gank mid, because if he shows up, she just blinks away. He's not going to be able to land a stomp unless she blinks aggressively, and he might see a kill mid. We'll see. It's going to be really close.
They're going to find it. Yeah, that is huge for Undershock. Obviously, they traded the kills earlier on in the game, but that solo pickup is exactly what Undershock needed. And he's going to find a bounty as well, so he's got his boots, he's got his bottle, he's got a null tally, which is interesting. Now top lane, they're going for a stomp, they want to get it, the crush will come out, and Poshka going to get caught, the gust as well. They should have enough damage, one more right click, and there it is. The tower is doing a bit of damage to FM, but he will be able to tank it. So Poshka is going to fall. FNG will walk out, and he will not take any further damage. The Broodmother was looking for it, but he can't quite find the engagement. Meanwhile, mid again, Iceberg being very aggressive, looking for Batrider here. It looks like Undershock might be
he wants this one.
getting the kill if Iceberg makes a mistake here. Meanwhile,
he doesn't have the mana though. He can lead him off and get the damage, but he wants to get the stomp off.
FNG looks like he'll die to play break at right click. That's okay.
You know, I almost wonder if it would have been better if he let Brood kill him instead. I mean, that's gonna advance Batrider's levels as well as Blink Dagger. It's a bit scary. It was good that he got the kill on the Elder Titan, but that's only a level 2 hero that doesn't have that much golden experience. I don't think that's worth it for a team that was winning the laning stage. It's pretty small though, pretty small complaint.
So 33 right now at this point, Purge, and 6 minutes into the game. It's very even as we've transitioned through kill after kill. As there's a stomp coming out. Undershock trying to TP. The Sonic Wave used to blow him away. They've got the dust out. Miposhka now getting chased down as well. And with the Shadow Strike, they might be able to get this kill. Blink forward, body blocks are there. TP's going to come in. Good Southern Crush, stopping the stomp. There's the Scream of Pain coming out. King R looking for some Shadow Poison stacks. He'll find one. But the Queen of Pain, already pretty quick, is able to blink away in a couple of seconds if need be.
Or if he gets stunned. Oh, he needs 5 mana.
Like,
he's easily fine now.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
I'm sorry, that's the same team. My bad.
Yeah, I was like, is the stomp coming from the Elder Titan? No, he's heading back home. Looks like, or respawning, I should say. But
middle tower is under attack.
So the way that Elder Titan was moving, I was like, dude, he's leading him off. This is so cool. What a sick play. It wasn't that. It's okay though.
They've swapped lanes. Vega's mag is now top lane. Interestingly.
It's time. At once Brood gets enough levels, you need to just leave the lane. You can't actually, like, you can zone a Brood and he can still come back and kill you. So they're just doing the safe thing. Put Drow into the jungle. Once he gets a little bit of range, some treads, something like that. In this case, yeah, just treads double Wraithband. He can farm jungle very efficiently with just with a Tango. I saw Fear do stuff like this at TI. And then put Darkseer against the Brood. There's no way the tower gets taken. It's really safe.
Disruption coming out. The poison's coming through as well. Good Blake just in time coming out from Iceberg to stay alive. It's very close.
He should have been able to lasso that. It's a pretty big mistake, actually. That should have been dead Drow.
That's a very close call. But Iceberg's able to narrowly dodge the gank as they're trying to put some pressure here. But meanwhile, Poison Touch comes out. They'll jump in Blake's Scream of Pain, or rather Shadow Strike, and they just right-click him down. So Riposhka walks up, and that was maybe a bit of a mistake.
Beefy. A bit of a mistake, dude. That was some beefy damage right now. Right there. Oh, can Mag kill these? Oh, there's so many dead spiders.
Do they see Ghosty?
Alright, that's poor Micro.
Alright, amp damage is out. They know exactly where he is.
No,
Ghosty.
they don't have it yet. They dusted though.
And they're gonna find this kill. And there it is.
That was actually really well done. That they just had that one sentry, I think.
It works. All you need is one man. All you need is one. Find that kill.
Unless he gets out of the range. The fact that they killed him in time was pretty good. They're playing very well. I think Vega's absolutely controlling the map well. I mean, Iceberg definitely should have died in the last little engagement, but they're getting huge value out of their heroes. Like, Darkseer and Luna are still farming very well, though, so it's not going terribly for Empire by any means, but their early engagements are going definitely in their advantage.
We'll see how things transition here. 3-6 the score now. The Drow Ranger, FN, still top of the net worth at this point. Luna trying to catch back up, but a couple of kills going the Drow Ranger's way might have turned things in their favor to begin with. And so I feel like Broodmother should be doing a bit better, but maybe this Midas, which I think he's buying next, will transition swiftly. For sure.
I think he's probably going the Bulldog build, the Midas, into Echo Saber. It's a really strong build, actually. Just the amount of burst damage that it gives you and the extra utility is really solid. Really makes good use of Insatiable Hunger bonus damage also. And Lifesteal. Everything about it is good, honestly.
Yeah. We'll see if they go for it here. And double Wraithband out coming up for the Drow Ranger. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like Vega, they have to be able to continue transitioning this Drow Ranger. I mean, you look at Undershock as well. He could use a Blink Dagger. He's actually getting pretty close, though. But now top lanes, Crush is going to come out. A lot of heroes coming in on the side of Empire looking to try to fight this. Disruption might have been there, but well, FG walks away. Here comes Bang as well. He's got wall. There's going to be disruption. Surge away. Stop. Hits on it two. The Eclipse coming out. They'll take down one. And the second Mag is now on the run. He's got Surge up in three. There's the Lucid Beam coming out. He still might be in trouble, but it looks like he will survive with only one Shadow Poison on top of him. They'll be able to back away. More good vision coming out for the Radiant team. And that will provide them the Tier 1 tower more than likely.
Yeah, it's good rotations like that. That's what you have to do when you play Luna. As soon as you have your ultimate, you have to consider the possibility of you showing up somewhere and killing somebody. And it was just a support Slardar, but this will give them some tower damage. They would have loved to have 2 kills, not just 1 though. Can they catch anybody?
Jump in, Scream. They're looking for this Luna. They've got Shadow Strike, TP. They have Sonic Wave, but it's not going to be enough damage, and they know it. They're going to just let him TP out.
They're not quite fast enough there. Slardar already used Sprint, and they also used Surge already.
I mean, F&G would have to you would need a Blink Dagger in order to maybe catch that kill, but
yeah,
he's way far away from that, so.
So Dragonlance for Drow Ranger, she'll probably transition to typical builds. I could see her going Manta this game to get rid of Insatiable Hunger, or the Brood passive, or even make Eclipse a little bit weaker. I think it's better for her to do that than it is to go BKB, because she should worry a little bit about her team. Does pick up Morbid Mask as well. Quelling Morbid, very common Drow build right now, just to accelerate her jungling. And it's not necessarily for the bonus damage, it's a lot of killing the trees as well, because you can increase your movement across through the jungle and your farming speeds with it.
Yep, the Quelling Blade to get through and make sure you can jungle as fast as possible. And right now, he's doing that. At least he's farming very well. He's got 5,200 net worth. Last hit-wise, what is he sitting at? 92 last hits. Midas, is that going to be the Brood's Midas finishing up?
Yep.
And it is.
Pretty late, but it's coming, finally.
I mean, it's fine as they can drag this game out for a little bit longer. And with the Broodmother, I don't see that being a problem.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Almost
attack.
level 8 with this. Still playing pretty safe on his item build, but he will have to farm a long time to catch up here, due to how the laning stage went. And obviously the nice thing about Drow jungling is that it's going to give one of your supports a lane, which is what FNG is going to take now. Tranquil's for him for extra movement speed, and he's going to slowly but surely eventually farm a Blink Dagger. And once he gets that, he's going to be about as useful as sometimes an offlane Slardar is. It's one of the really nice things about support Slardar. If you can get away with it in the early game, it's amazing.
Yeah. Lasso comes out. Undershock revealing his newly minted Blink Dagger as he's picked it up. It's going to be mad caught and in trouble. Wall's there, vacuum, not in time. In fact, he missed it. FN on the other side did get the kill on the Elder Titan. Here he goes, laying into the squad of Empire. Picks up the double. Can he get the triple? Absolutely. FN is just laying into them. What a huge fight for the Drow Ranger. And the only thing that is good for Empire is that they're split pushing bottom with the Luna. And she was not there involved in that engagement.
They just really, I just don't think they thought there was that many heroes there, or they thought they would kill the Darkseer way faster. They missed Flame Break though. I don't know, I thought that hero would die faster, but the Flame Break miss was actually huge.
Oh, good dust. They see this poor Broodmother. Now it looks like there's going to be a sprint. No mana for a crush, however. Just to keep that in mind. Where's the Drow Ranger? Not nearby, in fact.
Meg's coming, but it's kind of hard.
He's gonna have.
Alright, that dagger guarantees it. It's over.
Amp damage still up with the dagger there, and plenty of damage coming out just through sheer right clicks. That is going to be the Broodmother falling.
Yeah, so they got this kill because this Observer Ward on the high ground here. It spotted the spiders farming it, and that's how they guessed it. So really nice Observer Ward.
His Midas is on cooldown, off cooldown for 22 seconds. The efficiency
Mott,
hurts.
close your eyes, look away.
It hurts.
You're not old enough for this.
No,
you
I
can't handle
can't.
this
I'm
yet
sorry. I have to blink blast, so they'll find Iceberg mid. The Shadow Wave coming out from the test, so they should have Grave ready. He blinks aggressively across the tree line, but there's going to be the Lucid Beam to stop the TP. I liked the play, but it might have been too aggressive, and it had the Luna not been there.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. If he just blinked to the upper right, maybe he actually just lives for sure. It's hard to say. I wasn't watching Batrider explicitly, and it's possible he had Flame Break still. Probably was saving it. It's a cool play. Almost worked.
And for now, looks like the pressure's finally being applied with this Luna. I'll try to take down the tier 1 tower here in the mid lane.
I love the Dragonlance on Luna. It's just so good for what she kind of needs in an early game.
That's a great item. It allows you to... I mean, you're already pretty strong in the mid to early stages of this game.
Oh, they're going to Rosh. They got a DD on Drow, and they've got amp damage here, obviously.
Holy crap, that thing dies very quickly.
Oh, because Frost Arrows last for like 6 seconds. Does Rosh count as a creep, I guess? This is actually so easy. Why don't people do this more often?
Frost Arrows work on Rosh, yeah, it's pretty insane.
It's 6 seconds?
Yeah.
Or 7 seconds? That's insane. You can like solo Rosh with Drow all the time then. Just get like a Blightstone or something. You could probably solo Rosh like every game. It's probably not as fast as jungling maybe, but like the whole Rosh thing that was amazing. He did have DD, but he had all the perfect things, DD and a Slaughter on his team, but that was still incredibly fast and easy.
I mean, that required 2 people, and it's only 15 minutes into the game. This Drow Ranger is starting to get out of control, Purge. I mean, where do you go next here in terms of itemization? As we've talked about the Dragonlance, we have, of course, the Helm of the Dominator there as well. But
yeah. The Dominator is fine, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of the item, but it's very cheap now, so it's pretty fine to pick up, and it helps you farm faster. Like I said before, I think Manta might be a good idea, just to be able to get out of some dangerous situations. Or he could be safer and just go like S and Y or something. It's not a bad item build either, but Manta's probably ideal due to Lucent Beam, or I'm sorry, Eclipse, so... Just keep farming, basically. Take good team fights with your team. They've got enough advantage already to just keep womping on their opponents. So.
Does Iceberg have almost a full Orchid? Yeah, okay. That's a huge choice.
Yeah,
it'll be good. Who do you Orchid in the fights, by the way, out of curiosity?
I mean, Luna's one option. You got to worry about Shadow Demon, obviously, so he could just... The important thing is that the Orchid lets him start solo killing. Against Elder Titan and against Shadow Demon, it's hard for him to ever solo kill any of those heroes because they can always just disable him after he blinks in. So if he gets an Orchid though, he can just start solo killing people, and it should really open up his farm potential over the next 50 minutes. Just because he can occasionally kill solo heroes, and then the whole map gets constrained for Empire. They can't necessarily push out a lane with a support solo. They have to genuinely be worried about Quap being there and killing them. So it limits the farming potential of their opponents just by him buying an Orchid. There's a lot of good things that ganking really provides in Dota.
Well, see Undershock farming the jungle. Looks like FNG seems to know this. FNG not quite at his blink, gets to about 1,000 away. I'd like to have that item. They'll put some pressure on the
a
bottom
little
lane.
underfarmed, but
Well, for support slaughter, do you think really that's the case? But
it's a little underfarmed, yeah. Considering that they've been doing well, it's slightly underfarmed. But his KDA's been good. That's the important thing. Don't feed too much. Once he gets Blink Dagger, obviously he'll be stronger. But they're already quite strong due to Drow Aura, and Mag's got Mech already, obviously. So they're doing quite well. It's completely fine.
and with that, they will take the tier 2 tower down bottom without any real issues. Again, as the Broodmother tries to split push to the top lane and doing Brood things, as he's now got Phase, Midas, and an Ogre Club, which we talked about Echo Saber beforehand. That seems to be the choice this time around. Yeah, Echo Saber, yeah.
I really like how FNG's playing here as well. He sprinted forward just to cast amp damage on the Batrider, which means that you always know where Batrider is for 25 seconds, which means Batrider can't initiate, and the one tool that Empire had to start a good fight is not there. Cool build, though. He picks up a Veil. I've never seen this before on Bat, but it makes perfect sense. If you want your Bat to do more damage, and he does all magic damage pretty much, just get a Veil. Kind of covers a lot of his weaknesses as well against Drow Ranger. You get armor out of it, so all this right-click damage is going to do a little bit less.
Oh, the Slithering Crush will find the Luna. They have the damage is the question. They're running after her. Blinking. There's the Shadow Strike. Eclipse will come out. Sonic Wave. Need to bring him down. Iceberg took a lot of damage there, but they had the mech ready to go for Mag. And that's going to be the Luna dead.
Yeah. And he had a regen after that, so he's going to get full mana and HP out of that. That was so straightforward for Iceberg there.
That is a nice victory step to take. One that gets you back to full health.
What do you think it feels like to drink a regen rune?
I would say it's probably very refreshing.
What if it's like painful, you know, like if it's painful to like regrow all your skin or whatever that got like burned off or light moonbeamed off?
I wouldn't want to drink it, honestly, if that was the case. I always think of a regen. I think of a regen rune as like a Sprite or something, you know, something.
Oh, okay, a little fizzy.
Yeah,
it's definitely got some carbonation. I agree with that.
There's gonna be the stomp. Misses.
Oh, what a huge
Iceberg! Orchid. That was an insane orchid. That was nuts.
You know what changed that whole thing is the fact that Undershock probably blinked to the side that Iceberg was already facing. So at the same time he was trying to cast Lasso, that Iceberg was already facing him and instantly orchided him. Whereas if he had blinked behind where the Drow was facing, or behind where the Queen was facing, he would have had to turn to cast Orchid, and he would have been able to lasso him in time. So it was just the smallest mistake there by Undershock, and a sick play from Iceberg leads to Iceberg just living there when he should have died.
Yeah.
Like, very subtle things.
There's a lot of people in the vicinity. Iceberg should have gone down there, but now the smoke is up. FNG. Blink Dagger is done and ready to go. They're looking to fight with it. Oh, party indeed. Who are they going to party on is the question. Batrider? No, it doesn't seem to be the case. Who are they looking for? Anybody. So they're in Crush. They're going to find what seems to be Boshka. Screamer Pain, and he dies quickly. Wisdom Beam is going to come through, and now they're going to chase after the Luna. Frost Arrows, Orchid. There's the Slithering Crush. Luna in trouble. He's about to go down, and Iceberg finds it double. They'll push into the Tier 2 tower. Nothing more important than picking up an enemy carry kill, as well as a tower on top.
It's just so much right-click damage. Even like Elder Titan, Quap right-clicked him once, and it did like 240 damage because of amp damage and the Drow Aura. Their draft is actually just so cool. All they had to do was stabilize the laning stage, and it was going to transition really well into the mid-game due to all the right-clicks they have and the Slardar ulti. And now it's like having a Slardar support, it's not a bad thing at all. It's actually really good. Right. Like most Slardars just don't transition super well lately, but if you support and you get out of the laning stage well, you get into this position where you've got the powers of amp damage, which is taking Roche fast and making all of your heroes a carry, and that's amplified by Drow. It's like, it's such a cool draft. It's so beautiful. But it all comes down to playing it well. And they did do it well.
Yeah, this draft so far has been absolutely spot on by Vega, and that's what happens when you have FNG, the mastermind on your squad, making sure that you have everything at your disposal.
And they got a medallion now.
Weave. And I think that signals that they want to either fight or defend. There's no one here attacking the tower. It's the Astro coming in.
I do like defensive weaves, though. I feel like most teams don't do them enough. They very generally prioritize on weaving aggressively, but usually you only get a couple seconds of weave out of that. I think I love more teams doing this. Because if they engage right now, they'd have like 15 armor on all their heroes. That's like up over a plate mail in terms of survivability. And heroes like Drow Ranger, or sorry, like Quap, for example, they're usually quite weak to physical in these early mid stages of the game. They have decent HP, but their armor is not usually that high. So against an Elder Titan, weave is going to make a huge amount of difference at these kind of early fights.
It's a lot of dazzle picks these past couple of days, and there's sometimes been access to counter him. We saw yesterday that Dazzle was essentially useless, but in this game, as you've talked about,
his early game was so good. That was the sad part in that game too. Like he was like 3-0-2 Dazzle support. It was really cool, but you know, once you're against an Axe, you're like, okay, well, Dazzle's really not the teamfight wonder that you might want him to be in the mid game if you can't Grave. So
that's to think about, honestly. It's just the stats all over the past couple of days and how the Axe has just gone and destroyed him. So I'll take the tier 1 tower down, or tier 2 tower down top lane.
He does have value though. That's why teams are drafting him sometimes, because he's so good at laning. He's one of the best laning supports, especially with the draw ranger.
Absolutely.
Poshka's in trouble. This is pretty straightforward kill.
Jump in, Slithering Crush, and see you later, Poshka. You should fall here, and you will. Bash comes in, I believe you give it done by Effigy on the Sludar. And right now, I guess the safest place for Empire to farm is in the enemy jungle. I clearly realize they don't want to take a fight. There's nobody really watching them doing this, but you have to get a
good idea to cut the creep wave here.
Yeah.
Because then their opponents, after this creep wave dies, then they know that they won't be able to go high ground anymore. Oh, he's gonna go for him.
For the fight. Yeah.
That was very costly.
Yeah, that's not great for Undershock.
He cuts the creep wave, but now he's dead for 40 seconds.
And
so
he does have a buyback. That's the most important thing, I guess. He might have to use it too.
This is a really bad time to spend. He's so close to Force Staff. And now when he initiates, he needs to be able to either have BKB or Force.
Alright, that's
safe.
That was like a guess vacuum from the Darkseer. He blinks and he goes for the vacuum, and he was completely off the mark. I don't blame
FN does have BKB ready though, so if things get a little too hairy, he can just go Magic Immune. And Vega will have to reinitiate here.
Yeah, we're gonna smoke up.
Oh, they used it already.
I see the Luna. They're going to go with Slithering Crush. They're going to find the damage as well. Good defensive disruption. Fall up. Not quite there yet. The Bat Rider's back up. There's the Orchid coming out, but they have no way of chasing him down. Some good stomps coming out, making sure there's no further aggression coming out side of Vega, and they'll have to just go ahead and switch themselves away at this point.
They maybe could have if they landed a Frost Arrow there, but it missed, so it was already kind of an iffy situation. They defend the pushes, and Broods, they're just going to go back to farming again. It's a little unfortunate for Vega that they weren't able to profit from that, but either way, they still did get 2 hero kills leading up to this. So maybe some farm lost overall, but completely fun considering their advantage here. They can just wait until Roche. It'll come up soon.
That's the
Easy win.
Wow, look at this. 7,500 net worth lead again. It's a little bit later, obviously, 24 minutes in. Not quite the early game that we saw last time around. Experience-wise, it's roughly the same, so a pretty significant advantage, I think, for this squad on Vega's side and the Dire side. So the Force F is now done coming out for the Bat Rider, as you mentioned previously. They'll go ahead and TP.
It's the big one.
They're going to set up, I guess, for a smoke and try to just to make sure they can get test Roche as it's about to respawn.
If they can win a fight right now, then they should be able to take Roche afterwards. It's very likely Roche respawns. It will be spotted by the Frost Ogre here. And they're probably sure that Vega's not here. Alright, they will see Roche, they know. They just need to take a fight, win a fight, and then take Roche. Or they can just do this cheesy stuff and just blow it up, which is not a bad idea considering that they're behind in farm. It's a little safer to do this.
And it doesn't seem like Vega or any of the wiser. They're doing it pretty quickly. I don't know how quickly though. It looks like, yeah, I guess Vega are not going to contest this at all. It's just
they're completely misreading the map right now. They must have completely forgotten about Roche, or they must be really underestimating how Empire feels about the game right now. But the fact that they got Roche completely uncontested, they even used Scan Top to check to see where Empire was. I think they were expecting Empire's desperation around the top lane push, but they just completely forgot Roche. I don't know what happened. Maybe they didn't take their timer or something, but that's a pretty big mistake considering they have Slaughter and they're so far ahead.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, they needed that. It's going to give them at least 5 minutes to work with here. If you're Vega, you can still theoretically push into this squad and try to find high ground pressure, but we'll see how that turns out.
It's a lot harder now with the Aegis on Luna, so even if you initiate and kill her right at the start, she can still use the Eclipse afterwards. If she uses Eclipse right away, at least then she'd have 2 lives of her auto-attacking, and she's got enough money for buyback or finishing something like a Manta right now. Should be quite good this game. I think it's actually a quite good Manta game. There is some AoE, especially with the Maelstrom on FN, but for now, I'm sorry, he's got a whole Mjolnir. Yeah, she just skips Manta now. There's no point anymore.
So you're just like, well, my illusions are going to get killed very quickly. I guess I'm not going that. That's kind of weird though. That's a very core item on Luna most of the time, but
yeah, she can maybe get it later, but the Mjolnir, it'll likely be an Ags build after Drow. Dealing with the illusion's kind of tough. And they already do have Shadow Demon in the game, so this is why he bought Mjolnir. He said, okay, he's going to have Shadow Demon illusions. I need AoE to be able to clear those rapidly. But Manta illusions are a bit weaker by far, so I think it's okay skipping.
Camera control
they actually take
annoyingly.
They take 400% actually, Manta illusions do, compared to the SD ones taking 200% now. A nerf to those. They used to take 50% more.
Did we see the SD illusions yesterday? I believe it was picked a couple of times, so yeah, I think that must be the case. Look at this play, by the way. Look at where they're situating themselves.
Oh, the
this
weave
is crazy. Oh my god, they're going to see him. They see the Luna. He has Aegis, obviously, but are they going to go for this? This might be a bait of their own. Jump into the ring crush, and now they're going to go in. Great Gust! That'll be at a King R. Disrupt does get off, though. Sonic Wave coming through. There's the Eclipse. Not a great fight so far for Vega. They've lost the Drow. Earthsplitter coming out. They'll lose Mag as well. TP's coming through. They'll try to get Shiomo away. The Elusive Beam will stop him, and it is going to be 3 falling to the deck. What a great bait coming out from the side of Empire.
Yeah, great initiation there from the bat was the crucial thing in that fight. The Quap did a pretty solid initiation, but locking down the Drow Ranger, making sure she wasn't right-clicking and getting on top of her to lower her damage bonus through her agility, that's what made the difference. And once Drow is dead, the whole fight is over. Smart of Vega to TP out and try to escape, but great bait movement there by Empire.
Yeah.
And they didn't even lose Aegis there, actually. That's insane. Huge advantage from that fight.
Well, the Luna did pick up a BKB, and now that was the 10-second duration, and with the BKB up, a lot of that damage gone by the wayside. You have Sonic Wave, obviously. You can amp. You could do plenty of physical damage, I should say. So,
but it all came down to the disruption, basically, buying Luna time to use BKB. That's why it's so smart to pick BKB heroes with Shadow Demon. And this is the only way you do it in the past. So if you have like a Shadow Fiend mid who has BKB, but they have a lot of initiators, you get Shadow Demon. That way you counter-initiate, you guarantee he gets his BKB off, and then he gets to start the fight at mostly full HP instead of popping it when he's at like 20% after he's taken all of the initial nukes.
Right.
So perfect strategy working out here for Empire in a great fight.
We talked about the late game potential coming out from Empire and the Luna, and they've got it certainly. And Dragonlance, you've got this Yasha ready to go. Now Undershock is looking for a lasso target. He's going to find it. He's going to pull him back. It is going to, in fact, be the Dazzle who will get obliterated. And all of a sudden, they're knocking at the Tier 3 door, Purge. They want to even this series up. They want to go to game number 3, and it looks like that might just very well happen at this point.
That's pretty insane that we got to this point here, but Vega doesn't have the best counter push. They have to deal with this. Mjolnir's good, but...
Oh, great disruption.
Get caught.
Yeah, there's going to be the Earth Splitter coming out. Can he blink away in time? Just barely gets out. Ring Crush from the backside, or rather from FNG. The Gust will come through. Mantle will take it off. The Sound's now gone.
FN really needs Ags here or something. Maybe even like he might need an MKB soon. If there's a butterfly on Luna, for example, he's not gonna be able to deal with him. Great backing
wall onto 2, but no follow-up damage. No Sonic Wave. They break the Lincoln Sphere again, and they're going right back in. Tier 3's now down. It's gonna be looked like the Melee Rex should fall next as well.
It's bouncing so much. All the Moonwalls, even the heroes are taking damage.
The Godzilla Luna is here, and she's going to take at least the Melee Rex, and more than likely the Ranged Rex will fall shortly thereafter. It's time to escape if you are going to be Team Empire, and they will TP home with the Luna. They will make it out.
Interesting Shadow Demon build. You went for the Dragonlance? You ever done this build before?
The Dragonlance Shadow Demon build? No.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I must say.
If it was his, it would be great, but unfortunately he picks it up for the Luna, so...
Yeah, needed a TP due to her having the Aegis, so just smart play, gets her a little bit more farm in the top lane. They got the Rat
Style, by the way.
Yeah, he had that for the last
push, yes.
Very good for damage. Now that they're up to a point where they're stabilizing in team fights, it's really good for sieging, obviously, because it increases his damage by like 60% or so when he's hitting buildings. Quite good. Next item, I think he goes Butterfly now. He's quite tanky due to having the BKB and the Manta style. 2k HP I think he feels comfortable with, so I think he goes Butterfly next on Luna, force the Drow to get MKB rather than Ags, or possibly just win that kind of advantage where you hit that timing window where he just finishes another item as he should have built MKB. That's like the biggest advantage you can get. And as long as they keep lassoing Drow at the start of the fights, they should win all these fights against Vega now, because their heroes are much stronger in late game, whereas Vegas was much stronger mid.
Vega had a 7,500 net worth advantage. It is now 0. Look at that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's Rax, man.
That is a valley that has turned into, I guess, a flat plane, or at least it will be a flat plane, potentially.
I'm going to call it value into not value.
Yes. That's very true.
Another big issue in terms of itemization right now, Queen of Pain's kind of forced to get BKB due to the Eclipse. Maybe Lincoln's was a bit of a waste. He bought it because he didn't want to deal with Lasso when they were winning. So it seemed like Lasso was the only way you lose. But now they win a fight like that, and now they're worried about winning team fights now. And now Lincoln's is a problem. He's going to build BKB to deal with Eclipse. And then Elder Titan Aura is going to drop his armor all the way down to 0.
Yeah.
So even something as simple as Glaives flopping around in a team fight are going to blow him up, which has been happening. He's got an armor problem now. Vega's in a weird spot. I think they need Force Staffs, they need Vlads, they need Glimmer Capes, they need so many things to win fights now. But with Empire having map control and Roche, this all started from that Roche death, by the way. Just imagine if Vega got that Aegis instead of them, whole game would be different.
I think you're absolutely right. What you're telling me is that it's looking a bit rough for Vegas.
Oh, the smoke gets scouted so sick by Elder Titan.
Yeah, the Astra coming out and making sure they've got some vision, and they back up together as a squad. It looks like they will. Undershock is the last to leave, other than, of course, the Luna. They can still theoretically fight this. They're going to jump in. What a BKB from Ghostic. Now FNG's in trouble. Getting chewed down. Still good physical damage. They want Ghostic. They will find it, but now FN might be in trouble. Lasso comes out. That'll be into Iceberg. His BKB pops. He'll blink away in the end. He'll make it out. Sonic Wave comes through. Doesn't really do much. They'll try to find King R. He'll disrupt himself. He's very low right now. They do get the Luna. They're going to get 3. Are they going to get 4? Yes. And now the TP out from Undershock. Will he make it away? No, he will not. All of a sudden, they turn it around. What an ultra kill. What a fight from Vega. How did that happen?
They just couldn't kill Draw Ranger. He popped BKB and they turned on Eclipse and stuff, but nobody died on Vega's side. Like, despite their initiation being so weak, they just absolutely wrecked there.
It's going to have to be buybacks here, Purge. They've got 3 of them, or excuse me, 2 of them. No Luna buyback, though, for 75 gold. So very close. They want the tier 3 tower. They want to transition this into more than one set of racks, but there are some buybacks. Got the respawn up in 5 for the Shadow Demon, 11 for that Brood Mother, but they will at least lose 1.
It's going to be 2 racks. Probably. They've got to be kicking themselves so hard. They saw the smoke coming. They spotted it with the spirits. I think Vega pinged it. Maybe Empire didn't pay attention, but I don't think they expected Vega to come from that side. But when you lose a 5-0 team fight that close to your base, you get 2 racks. They have no more tier 3 towers. They're just all gone because they lost that fight so bad.
Not only that, but they've lost 2 melee racks. Do they lose the range racks bottom? No, but it gets very low. So that fight, I mean, we talked about it. The game was even. It is now back down to 7,500 net worth advantage. And not only that, Roshan is up. And it is ripe for the taking for Vega Squadron.
Yeah, it could just be as well that Drow just has far better physical damage than Luna does right now. It's partially because of the Mjolnir, but it's also because of her aura, that natural right-click bonus that she gets. It's way better for Drow in the late game than it is for Luna in the mid-ish game, around level 16. But they're past that now. Drow has pretty much only damage items, and Luna's carrying BKB, Helm of the Dominator, Manta style. It's good at pushing, but it's not that good at damage, and a Talisman. It's a lot of like tanky items. So once she pops BKB, she's hard to kill. Are they going to sneak another Roche here, though?
There's no way. I don't think do they have any vision in the vicinity. The Dire, I'm not sure.
They do scan it. They spotted King R, so they know they're in the area. They're going to group and smoke now.
They're going to try. They have to get there quickly as this is falling low. This Aegis will go the way of Empire if they're not quick enough here. The Firefly coming out. Undershock wants to make sure he's first contact, and they'll see him.
So close.
They should see him, and it's going to be theirs. I believe they should get this Roche shot, and they're up on the high ground. They've got the Aegis going for the Luna. Eclipse not there. Vacuum onto the high ground, and now Luna in trouble. They did pop the cheese.
So much damage.
There's going to be 1 dead. It's going to be the Luna losing the Aegis. Good Earth Splitter, but FN still lying into everyone with Iceberg, and you still see the Luna on the high ground. Will pop the BKB. The Eclipse comes through, but they all back away. Undershock forced to buyback. Stop come through. Lasso comes out. They've caught Mag at the very least, and they blow up 4. And that has to be it. There is a buyback on the Luna, but they've killed her twice after, of course, the Aegis going down.
A couple of really crucial things in that team fight, mainly the amazing vacuum to put Luna on the high ground. She didn't pop BKB in time, and that kind of lost her the whole fight. If she was right-clicking in that fight, or at least could take the battle to her opponents, maybe they win it, but... And the weave as well. The weave was at full power right when they fought. They lost the weave right after killing Luna, I think the first time, so they probably had like a 20 armor advantage in that team fight. Just doing a huge amount, offsetting everything Elder Titan does well.
This weave has been spot on coming out for the squad, for Vega. Looking for more. Scream of Pain coming out, and Queen of Pain will be able to find more pickups. The Stomp will come through. Be successful on getting at least after the Drow Ranger, but now it's the 3 crushes. They want to get more. They found the Luna. If they can bring her down again, then the game is certainly over, but they're going to lose Vegas here momentarily. The Stomp will stop it for the time being, but at this point, they've got it. Vegas will be coming here. And Vega are very close to eliminating Empire here. The bash onto the Luna. The BKB forced away. Is it enough? Will she make it out? Had forced BKB herself. And luckily, we'll make it to the high ground.
Their damage is so much.
And here comes the Brood Mother at the very least. They're trying to get something done. He will find a kill, but they chase him down. I should have enough for everybody.
Good jump. Oh, they can kill FN here. I mean, they're not going to win, but, like, they're doing okay. Was he going to kill Undershock? He does.
Yeah. Might even kill the Luna!
Oh, no way!
Oh, my God. That would have been sick. He was so close. And,
the TP, he didn't even feel comfortable while leaving. Oh, man. All right, there's a ridiculous... There's a chance. You're telling me there's a chance. There's a chance.
You know... Yes. A very small chance, but there is in fact a chance. I mean, this chance is, what would you call it in terms of numbers?
It's not good. It's not good, but it's there. They've got 1 Rax in
percentage-wise.
At least. Definitely sub 5, but thanks, man. I just ruined the game.
Jesus.
It's very, very low, honestly. But at least they got the mid barracks already. But they're clearly losing team fights. I think if Luna's able to get Butterfly, like, before the next team fight, there's a chance they can win the fight. But he needs damage, and he needs more survivability. It's not going to help against the Luna, or against the Drow Ranger, but it will give him a couple more armor points.
This is satanic.
Smart itemization, too, by Darkseer. Very interesting. I haven't seen a Darkseer go offensive before, but with just Dagon, it's completely not expected. And Vega is lacking some bursts, so the Dagon can really make a big difference.
It's level 2, I
level
believe?
4.
Oh, level 4.
It's level 4. That's a good Dagon, man.
Yeah, that is a serious zap. And that is a pause.
You could have bought Pipe, maybe, but, I mean, if you just get Dagon and kill people, then Eclipse stops anyways, right?
Yeah. Alright, well... It's 29-14 the score, 38 minutes into the game. It has been something that has been a crazy battle, back and forth, honestly, and... We looked at the graph a couple of times, and you can see it here again. There was a point in which Vega had lost their lead. In fact, they had given it up to a little bit to Empire. That time has come and gone, as of course you can see the net worth is down, in fact, in favor of 20,000 for Vega Squadron. So. And
it really was only one team fight that Vega lost hard. It was a big team fight. They lost like 5-0. But it was smart plays from Empire. The more important thing is the long game, though, obviously. They did get a Rax out of it. But Vega still had pretty great itemization, good plays, good skill usage. Those things make the bigger difference in terms of team fights.
It's just been really immaculate play coming up from Vega. Well, and the itemization is just right around the time the Drow Ranger had the BKB up and ready to go. And,
yeah, it made a big difference.
She's pumping out the damage. She has a DD, by the way. I don't think there's a better time to fight when you have your MKB Hurricane Bike and DD ready to go.
Oh, he doesn't have his Butterfly finish. He's got the Eagle Song in his inventory, but he needs another 500 gold. He needs another couple minutes. He's got to sell something, or I don't know. I don't think you sell. They just need to delay the fight for a bit.
I mean, you have to win this fight here, but that seems almost nigh impossible.
Last he needs 150 tower. And he's got it.
Gonna be close. BKB, okay, they're looking for the lasso. BKB's gone now. A little too early. Now the vacuum back. Luna might be in trouble. They orc at the illusion. Oh,
it's
no.
Going well.
FNG.
They can maybe win from this.
3 crush misses. They will get the tier 4 tower. They should if they're not focusing it down.
This is good.
FN comes in. He gets forced forward. I don't know. This is a bit dangerous. They're going to jump in. They've got the lasso. FN's getting brought into the well. The Sonic Wave, they drop the wall. He's going to get disrupted for now. Meanwhile, they will lose the Shadow Demon. FN trying to right-click down whoever he can. The Mjolnir going to work. They get ghosted. The Grave is up. He's still alive at some point. I don't know how they bring him down. And they won't. They call GG. That might be it. The zap to finish the game off. And Vega survived. And they 2-0 Empire in this huge best-of-3 series.
I was close at the end there. Big whiffs and mistakes from Vega at the last team fight. They almost won that, but the Grave at the end absolutely shutting down their hope of wiping and maybe crossing the map for Megas. I think Empire played significantly better this game, but they still had a lot of laning problems. Vega just clearly had the stronger gameplay in terms of beating the Brood and the lane, and the draft change wasn't enough, at least based on Vega's play, to shut down Drow and limit her ability as a carry. So Vega is looking real good. I would love to see them finally get some success as a team. Like I said before, I've always really expected their lineups. They've always been great. Like, even thinking back to like Frankfurt Major, they were the one team that beat OG in a best of 3 in the Frankfurt Major. They were the ones that knocked OG to the loser bracket in that tournament, and then OG went all the way through the tournament. So I would love to see Vega have some success. They've always been one of my favorite CIS teams. So
I mean, it's
really happy to see them doing
it's same
well.
for me, going back to when they had no one and a couple of other of those players, and honestly,
those rosters were great.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And this roster for Vega has been something else as well. You look at the graphs real quick, you just see how much pressure they were able to apply throughout this entire game, and just an impressive display of fortitude, of will, of good teamwork and team play. I gotta say, I loved every bit of it. But Empire are no slouches. They'll come back stronger when they do get a chance to play Vega again. Unfortunately, that's not going to be in this tournament, as they are now done, eliminated here in the lower bracket. Vega will move on. We're getting closer and closer to our best of 5 series. We'll see when our next series is going to be coming up here. Hopefully, we've already been.
I think we have one tomorrow, don't we?
I would imagine we have one every day, but I don't think there's anything that anybody said so far.
Let me take a look.
So,
Yep, we have tomorrow and the day after, next 2 days. Grand Finals is on Wednesday in 2 days. Tomorrow we have lower bracket finals. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we may be done. Are we done now? Or there's not another series?
There's no other series today. Yeah, I'm trying to read and see Skype and see who's telling me what, but my glasses broke, so I can't. I'm having trouble looking.
Not your glasses?
Yeah, it's really bad. I have
How are you gonna live life now?
I made an appointment, but it's struggling to actually like look around and see stuff on screens, especially. So, well, with that said, do you have any closing thoughts, Purge? I mean, before we head on out of here, I mean.
Dude, I've been really loving these games. I'm really enjoying CIS Dota right now. Maybe it's just Dota as a whole, but I've been seeing some pretty insane plays, and I'm learning a lot. It's really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and it's fun casting with you, Mod. Good
Yeah,
job.
I definitely enjoyed it as well. So we'll be back. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get you updated on what time the next match is going to be, whether that's on Twitter or, maybe I can throw it on stream once we have a decision. Let's see. Well, either way, we'll see you guys next time for more WCA European Qualifier action. Again, my name is Want with me is Purge. You guys know where to find us, and we'll see you all hopefully tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Think you know esports? Then prove it. Win real money on all your favorite esports games. Just pick your event. We have loads to choose from. And place your bet. Win real money at Betway.